And Tanner, it looked like Tanner would take the lead down the bottom, and here comes Maya around the top, and they were just inches apart, and just phenomenal race to watch until the 22nd lap, when down the backstretch,
22nd and 3/4,
down the backstretch, Tanner's motor
decided it did all the work it could do.
Well, that's putting things mildly. There is. We've heard of motors expiring, and then there's the word detonation.
It was full-on detonation.
Full on. This was nuclear.
You could see all the way through one side of the car to the other through the engine block.
Joey Tanner left a yard sale through turns 3 and 4. Parts were scattered everywhere. I have not seen an engine blow like that in a very long time. Very long time. That thing just absolutely exploded, which is a shame, because I do think he had a legitimate shot at the win had he kept racing Maya the way they were racing. Somebody had to give at some point. I mean, with those two, you don't know. You don't know. It
might have been the last corner in the last lap, but
I think you're probably right. That's probably what it would have come down to had that motor not
expired,
detonated. Yeah. Dom, from where you were standing, watching that deal with Tanner, what'd you think?
I just didn't know what to think, because quite honestly, where I was standing, I didn't know what happened. You know, I couldn't see what was going on with the motor. I didn't get down to the pits till later to see actually what happened. But I just kept watching the back and the forth, back and the forth, back and the forth. And it's just like, what's going on here already? What's going to happen?
Yeah, we were all thinking that.
And you got really got two tracks there.
You really did.
So,
yeah.
I mean, and each guy has their perfect track. So,
and that was it. Each driver had what they were really good on. I mean, we know. I mean, when it comes to that high line with a cushion, that nobody does it better than Rob Maya.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just. I think everybody that runs against Rob Maya will tell you that.
Yeah.
That was a gift. That track was a gift to him.
You got two different tracks completely, and drivers that like each one of them. It was anybody. I mean, it was perfect.
There was a line there. It was a fine line, that transition from the slick to the cushion. And when it comes to the slick, arguably, you're going to have people that will say, no, this guy's Joey Tanner. We know is one of the best in the slick. And that's to do what he did through that line with Maya above him, given what Maya was working with. I couldn't believe what we were watching. Sam was in the Moxie Tower with me. And again, I'm on the edge, right? I mean, I get excited watching stuff like that. And I knew that when Joey's engine blew, that it was bad because Joey's car slowed down quick.
Oh, yeah. Boom.
It wasn't like you see a little bit of smoke and the car slows down. No, it was like boom, and then it just, man, it slowed down quick, and there was a trail of parts behind him. What sucked was to watch Joey get out of the car, just, kind of like.
He walked back to the pits with his head held high.
He did have his head high. He did. But you could see it was just like, you've got to be kidding me. After all of that, that's how this night ends. They got back to racing. And Joey says, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Well, he killed that engine, so it's coming back stronger, I'm guessing.
Man. They got back to racing, and Elliott and Maya went at it a little bit. I mean, there was some moments. One moment in particular was late in the race. I think there was about 4 or 5 laps to go. Elliott was all over Maya. And they had a lap car coming up, and that was the 5 of Donahue. And this is the way that whole situation played out. Rob Maya, we've seen him. We talked about how he manhandles the car. He's horsepower, and he's just big, nasty, fast, wide open.
Right foot steer.
Right.
Yeah.
But you saw Rob Maya think. You saw him think when he saw that 5 car coming, he knew the 4E was right there and had a shot. He had a real shot to get by him. Okay? What did Maya do? He brought that car down, put it up next to the 5, and he pinned that 4E into a situation where there was no way he was going to get by him. They got out of the corner. Maya back to the high side, ran away a little bit, opened up the gap enough to where it was over at that point. Elliott wasn't going to get him. But that was the intelligence that to think at that speed, to make that move.
Veteran move.
Absolutely. It couldn't have been done any better. I mean, it was very strategic how Maya did that. I mean, he brought that 37 right down by the 5 and said, okay, 4E, there's the top. If you want to take a shot at it, go ahead. It's not going to work for you. And it was just a masterful job of driving. That was the move. That was the move that won that race, because it opened up just enough of a gap where, I think Trent at that point probably said, second ain't too bad. I mean, what do you do when you got a fast track like that and you got Maya ahead of you? You got to hope for things to go your way. You got to hope for a little bit of luck, even as fast as Elliott was.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Elliott was running the 525 crate, just like Joey Tanner. And you guys have heard me say it a million times on the show. When you're talking late model racing, that 525 crate engine, dollar for dollar, is the best value in all the motorsports. You cannot convince me of that. That is not.
Yep. So you're saying you'd run a crate motor versus an open motor, Corey?
I think. Okay. Yes.
You're saying you would?
I absolutely would.
Because you're saying it right now.
What are you going to do? Let me ask you a question. What are you going to do in August when it's 104 degrees outside, the track is slicker than snot, and you're trying to put down 950 horse? You are not going to use that kind of horsepower.
I think the duties would argue with you, and I think Rob Mayo would argue with you.
Argue with me all you want. There is a point where overkill is overkill. On nights like what we saw Saturday night, when that track is hooked up on the top and you can use that horsepower, they're unbeatable. I won't argue that either. But I'm talking about the best value in all the motorsports. I'm talking about being competitive for not just 4 or 5 races, but every race.
A season.
Colin Weinberger last year, late models, 525. Brian Cronk, 525. Trent Elliott, 525. Joey Tanner, 525. These engines, number one.
And who won the last race of the race in the late models?
Okay.
At Willamette.
Okay, who led most of that race? That was a 525 that led most of that race. We can argue about this all night long. You're not going to. He does this. He does it on purpose, get me fired up. You cannot beat the value of that 525. Dollar for dollar, horsepower. I mean, they are just that. If you want to be competitive for 20 races throughout the summer when it's slick, that's the way to go. If you want to be the guy for 4 or 5 races, go ahead. Spend all the money you want on an open motor. I love those open motors. Don't get me wrong. Nothing beats the sound of those things, and that kind of power is just, it's badass, no doubt.
Oh, yeah. You hear it when you're running a crate motor.
Yeah. But with those crate motors, I mean, I'm telling you, I am so impressed with what we've seen guys do with those engines. Oh, what do you guys think? I mean, seriously.
I just like getting you fired up. Personally, I'm a 525 crate motor.
It's hard to argue that, even with Maya's open power on that cushion. And look what Elliott and Joey did Saturday night. Look, I mean,
what I'm saying is how I view it is you can spend all that money you want on that motor to get that right rear steer that you probably 1 or 2 heavy tracks, you're going to be a good contender.
Right.
But if you want to consistently show up at a racetrack that's going to probably the majority of the time in the summer be dry and slick, you're probably going to want to spend more money on suspension parts to have some adjustability.
I agree.
That's how I actually 100% genuinely feel about it. I like pushing your buttons with the open motor, though.
It's a discussion that no matter what side you're on, you're not wrong. No one's wrong, but I'm right. You see what I'm saying right there?
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. You literally watch 2 525s push an open motor on the top.
It was
started on the point.
A phenomenal race.
That started on the point,
right?
And they ran him down,
right?
So obviously, if you're talented enough and you can do the car setup enough, it's gonna be a race.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be a race,
and that's what you're there to watch. So
I think if I were going to go race at that level, I would definitely go with the CT 525 because we know the majority of the racetracks we're gonna be on are slick, and
you can dial in the car.
I think that's the way to go. That's my opinion.
Hey, look at that. You got 5 minutes left before 9. You said this was going to be a quick show. You're such a liar.
We had to listen, guys. This is the last lap for Northwest Dirt News. We're coming to the checkered flag. This is the final episode of Northwest Dirt News.
I didn't even get a hat. Now, do I get a hat with the new name on it?
There's things coming with the new name. Don't worry about that. Yes.
We'll make sure yours has the second line in it real big on the back.
Whiny bitch.
Well, when we come back, it's West Coast wide open.
Oh, I gotta rethink everything in my head and get it all
That's gonna
lined
hurt.
back out. You ought to know. Can't hang on to a thought.
Change is imminent. Change is going to happen. And like you said earlier, change can be good.
Can be.
This is going to be a good deal.
For who?
All of us. Everybody involved. West Coast wide open. From now on.
You just got Dakota.
It is, Dakota. Where have you been? It's the final episode of Northwest Dirt News, and we're coming back. The name of the show is West Coast Wide Open.
Say the stupid hook line.
The Bite on Dirt.
God, it's so dumb.
You're dumb.
You're dumb.
Dom, we worked hard.
I liked it.
We worked hard coming up with that name.
I like the name. It's the hook that is not going to bring me back. That's a song. Just it's in there.
It's been fun, guys.
Yep.
It's been fun. We've started something here that's getting bigger and better all the time, and like you said, change has to happen. You ready?
Well, only if you're going to say. Only if you're going to say, we've enjoyed our time here on Northwest Dirt News. We appreciate all of our Northwest Dirt News fans.
Right. And our sponsors.
And our sponsors.
Who will stay with us, and we're going to carry them over.
Yeah, some of them probably are be more angry that you left me on the show, but it should be all right. And
so even Mike says the hook is weird. Think about that hook line. The Bite on Dirt.
I'm telling you, it's just...
What is bite? Bite is traction. Bite is speed. Bite is hooked up. We're talking. We're running our jaws. We're biting. I'm telling you, it all works together.
I feel like a chunk of clay just hit the carburetor and we're flat-footing it all the way around. That's what I feel like.
He just watched that video, didn't he?
did.
That's where he got
did.
that from.
He absolutely did.
No, it hit your distributor cap.
I love it.
Right.
Yeah, well, I wish we could post that on Moxie. Unfortunately, we can't. But it's been awesome, you guys. I'm glad we're doing this. I'm glad we're having the change, and I'm looking forward to the 2018 season and everything that comes with it. From now on, it's West Coast wide open. Keep
the
it right.
Bite on Dirt.
That's right.
At least you got it down.
I feel like I
Just
need
keep
a
saying
chew can and a Mountain Dew.
I'm going to slap him when we hit the stop button. You guys, keep it right here on Spreaker Radio with us on Thursday nights from the Amco Total Car Care Center. Moxie Media Promotions, I'm Corey Penfold with Sam Pettit, Handsome Dom. I want to thank Selma J Livestock, Archer Floor Coverings, Jetstream Aqua Massage, Swear Trucking. We've got James Gang Pizza. Man, we've got a ton
Archer
of
Floor Coverings.
I
wanted
them.
to make sure they were doubled
Bar
up.
S Motorsports. We want to thank Doc's Photos, Northwest Trucking Academy. All these guys that have stuck with us to make the show.
GoPro.
I'm
just throwing it in there.
It's gonna be a good year.
Are we
I'm
gonna do
looking
one
forward-
more? See you at the pit stall bathroom. Or...
I'm gonna let you, Sam. You know what? I'm gonna let you take us out. I'm gonna let you take us out on the final show.
I'm taking my headset off.
Why? Handsome Dom's leaving you. Race fans, it's been awesome. It's been a blast. Had a lot of laughs, and I hope we see you at the races.
Stick around Thursday nights.
Always
West
has to get
Coast
the
wide
last
open.
word.